How the Blue-Tongued Skink Got His Blue Tongue. Written by my friend Mary Langer Thompson and illustrated by Samantha Kinkingbird. Dinky the Slink was sunning himself. He had finished his fruit and berry lunch. There were no worries in this green paradise. He stretched his 4 short, tan legs and his 20-inch body to its full length. Life was fine. He thumped his tubby tail with pleasure. Then he heard a voice. Psst! Hey, cuz, your mama! Dinky lifted his head. The sound of these words were strange here, where everyone lived in harmony. There were different animals in the garden, but only 2 people. The man gave Dinky his name and called his species skinks, a kind of lizard. Every creature got along. There was nothing to fight about. And then there was only one rule. Every creature could eat anything except the know-what's-what tree. Eating the fruit from that one tree, what's what, could be bad, whatever that meant. Big deal, thought Dinky. With everything else delicious, what was so hard about not eating from one tree? He enjoyed sunning himself near it, though, since it was so beautiful. You better not mess with my mother, said Dinky, though he really didn't know what mess meant. I'm not interested in your mother, the voice said. A serpent showed himself. I just want to help me. With what? Come with me. The serpent led Dinky to where the woman was standing. She was staring at the know-what's-what tree, curious. Dinky decided he would stand back and see what was up. The serpent asked her, Weren't you told you could eat anything? The woman sighed and patiently explained the one rule. Yes, we can eat from every tree except for this one in the middle of the garden, the know-what's-what tree. We can't even touch it, or that's that. The serpent laughed. Oh, come on, that's not true. That'll be that. But that's going to be good. The fact that you'll become the master of what's what. Dinky panicked. The woman looked like she believed the serpent. He scurried up closer. The serpent continued, Don't be silly. He held up one round and beautiful what's what fruit. Ah, she said in amazement, her eyes glowing. She reached her hand out when Dinky shouted, Stop! The serpent and woman turned to Dinky. The woman asked, Who are you? Yeah, who are you? Asked the serpent. Who am I? You called me cuz and told me to follow you. No, I didn't. You look kind of slimy. Where did the maker find the color to paint you? What do you mean? I'm beautiful. Don't get too close. Laughed the serpent. You smell. I swim every day. I don't smell. Calm down, cuz, said the serpent. Dinky puffed up his body and turned his side towards the 2 to seem larger. By nature, Dinky was shy, but now he hissed. I'm no cousin of yours. I've never even met you before today. Doesn't he have a big head, said the woman to the serpent. I do not. It fits my body just right. That's not what I mean, said the woman. I think you think a lot of yourself. Why wouldn't I? We should, said Dinky. Oh, go back and stick with your own kind, said the serpent. My own kind? We're all supposed to be together. Ma'am, you were told not to eat from the knows-what tree. Not even touch its fruit. We'll get kicked out of this great place, and we don't even know what's out there. What, said the serpent? Don't be ridiculous. I'm touching it, and I'm still here. You don't look like you have a brain in your head, stupid. You're just a scaredy cat, a chicken. Huh? I'm a skink. I'm Dinky. The serpent told the woman, Turn around. That's right. Turn your back on him. Pretend he's not here. Why, I'm here. Goody two-shoes. I don't wear shoes. I don't wear clothes. You don't either. Nobody does. But the serpent and the woman weren't paying attention. She reached her hand closer to the fruit. Dinky looked about frantically. The man wasn't around, and no other animals. He saw nearby berries, bright blue, and he lifted some onto his tongue from the bush. Then he stuck it out long towards the woman and said, Have tamadid instead. The woman turned to him and looked and said, I can have all the berries I want any time. Why would I want those? Now, you look and sound ridiculous with those on your tongue, Dinky. The serpent flicked the end of his body and whacked a few of the berries out of Dinky's mouth. Oof! Yelled Dinky. These are my gift to you and your husband. I'm not going to eat from a dumb bush, she said, raising her hand closer to the fruit, which was almost aglow. This fruit is larger and of a beautiful color. That fruit is small and ugly purplish blue. To give those to my husband, he might like them. The woman and serpent laughed. But the serpent warned, "Forget your husband. Don't make him a tattletale." "What's that?" she asked. "But this garden is beautiful because of all the little blue berries like these," Dinky urged. He stuck his tongue with the remaining berries on it and even further. "Don't you know you're a lowly skink?" asked the serpent. "That's one letter away from skunk." The serpent and the woman laughed again. They sounded like one voice. The serpent said to Dinky, "What are you smiling about?" "I always look like this," said Dinky, who had a natural smile on his face. Dinky shook the blueberries off of his tongue. "Don't you know we're a result of our choices?" "I've never had a real choice of my life till now," the woman said. "Choices go two ways," said Dinky. "Huh?" "You can turn away from that fruit. You can take my berries instead." "Don't you understand? I'm sick of blueberries and the other fruit in this garden. I'm bored. I want excitement, something new and different." And she grabbed the red, pretty fruit from the serpent and took a bite out of it. Dinky watched. He felt feelings he had never had before as she chewed the fruit. He could see in his imagination war, pain, sadness, and loss, which he had never known. As the woman looked at him for the last time, she dropped the core, the fruit on the ground, because she saw that Dinky's tongue was stained bright blue. She laughed again. This time Dinky heard the meanness in her laughter, and he knew she was different. She and the man, who also ate, were so changed that everyone had to leave the garden. Dinky left for the land down under, later to be called Australia. He had some happy days and some sad days in the 20 years of the rest of his life. The sad days when people wouldn't listen. But every skink born in his line has a blue tongue as a reminder that Dinky tried to save us all. Wasn't that a good story? I liked it. What was your favorite part? I know what mine was. Let's share.